We are live back at MACo. Oh, it is a beautiful day here. It is sunny and 80 degrees inside. Amazing guests. I told you, we're going to come with the hard hitters. We're going to come with the celebrities. But we have one celebrity co-guest. What's your name?
Emily Keller, Mayor of the City of Hagerstown.
Hagerstown in the house.
Hagerstown in the house.
So, we have Mr. Terry here. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. We're going to say the Maryland Sports
Commission.
From the Maryland Sports Commission.
Yes, yes.
I didn't want D incorrect.
No, you're fine. Maryland Sports Commission. Just call me the sports guy.
The sports guy. So, okay, people are probably asking in the cameras, like, what is that?
So, economic development through sports, bringing large-scale sporting events, everything from youth and amateur sports all the way up to the big international soccer friendly that you just saw at M&T a few weeks ago, to the Maryland Cycling Classic coming over Labor Day weekend, hundreds of thousands of people coming into the streets of Baltimore County and Baltimore City. You're talking about the large soccer and lacrosse tournaments you see across the entire state.
Wow.
We have the Maryland 5-Star up at Cecil County and a new developed Fair Hill Special Event Zone. And then working with our partners in Hagerstown on my other responsibility, which is associated with the Stadium Authority, and making sure they have a new venue to host baseball.
Nice, nice. I saw that in the paper the other day, and the Baltimore Sun was talking about how everything's going and things are moving towards getting that construction done. So
exactly,
yep. It's very exciting.
Great team assigned to it. Being led by Al Tyler, our project manager from the Stadium Authority perspective, but soon to be there. But while the mayor's here, is the Youth Amateur Road Nationals that we hosted in Hagerstown back in 18 and 19 was the catalyst to why the Maryland Cycling Classic is here today. Because U.S. Cycling saw how great they did it, and they said we would be the perfect venue for future major cycling events, and therefore a legacy piece of hosting a youth and amateur. Now we have the best riders in the world, Tour de France style riders coming to race in Maryland.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Wow. He dropped some jewels, right? Dropping jewels and gems right there. Yeah. I like that. You have a question, Mayor, about the stadium? Or?
Well, I think a lot of people thought the stadium kind of happened overnight. And it was funny because right before you, we had Dan Smedden, who, of course, has been working on this for 20 years. And
Yes.
So I'm sure you kind of feel like all of us do of like, okay, finally. Because in Hagerstown, it kind of felt like Groundhog Day. It was like every 2 years, it was like, it's going to happen. Nope.
Yep.
It's going to happen. Nope.
Exactly.
Then,
I mean, the thing that a lot of people don't understand, not only on the stadium, but on these events, they don't realize the years in advance it takes in prep and planning. Like we're bidding on events. We just got the AAU Junior Olympics in 28 and 32.
Wow.
And we're bidding on the Rugby World Cup for 31 and 33.
Wow.
I mean, it's only 2022.
Wow.
So years and years of advance. Same thing on stadiums. You got to get the right constituents in the room. You got to get the right leadership in the room, and you got to make sure that you put the right bonds in place and you put the right financing in place so that these things are successful and get the tax revenues that come back off of the opportunities.
Were you in charge of the PGA coming back again?
We were a part of it.
Yeah.
So our major events funds, which we got passed during the last legislative session, supported that because, again, another event that's great for the state of Maryland. However, again, you've got to get to the date to host, so you got to do a lot of things in prep in advance, and do that prep in advance takes resources.
All right, yes, that's going to be back at in Owens Mills again, right?
Yes.
That's exciting. That is very exciting.
It's going to be great
That
stuff.
is.
Now, what is exciting, like, how hard, like, where do you, I mean, I know we just lost out in the World Cup. I know that was a little, I know, but we were hoping the World Cup, or is there anything on the horizon that we're really going after? Have we ever thought about doing like bidding for a Super Bowl or something like that with football?
So it's funny that you mentioned that. So in partnership with the Baltimore Ravens, we're looking at future draft and that type of thing.
Ooh.
But a Super Bowl's obviously a unique animal because they like temperate climates. They want to make sure it's in February, early March. They want to make sure that's in a temperate climate. So that won't be uniquely challenging, especially since we're an outdoor venue.
Right.
Well, we thought that changed when they allowed New York to host the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was cold in New York that year.
Yeah.
It was cold.
So we thought that, but you're also talking the number one media market in the world, so different animal there. But we're looking at all those things. We're kicking the tires. We got the CIAA coming back to Baltimore. Huge opportunity there. You're going to see tremendous amount of growth through sport tourism in the state. Between the Michael Aaron Bush Fund, which is for youth and amateur sports, that we can support a lot of the events that our partners across the state host, the heads and beds, food and belly, gas and car, credit card and cash counters, and button seat type of events. There are all those good tax revenues that come in from visitors spending to help us elevate so that we can host these marquee events that generate similar revenues, but also brings the visibility that you don't get sometimes with the youth and amateur side.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm blown away right now of all the things I'm learning. I'm learning so much from you, and I didn't know how involved this was. And you know, we really appreciate because you guys own Oriole Stadium, Camden Yards, right?
So the Maryland Stadium Authority is the landlord and owner of Camden Yards Sports Complex, which is Oriole Park at Camden Yards and M&T Bank Stadium, and the 85 acres that surround it.
Wow. I mean, that's exciting.
I have to tell you, before I was the mayor, before I ran for office and was in city council, I never thought about sports tourism and how important it was to our economy. You know, I see it, but I never had to think about it from another perspective or from a tax dollar perspective. And then, you know, I run for office and I start seeing like how impactful it is, especially in a place like ours. And so it's a wild business.
So you look at it from that perspective. So after every major event that's happened in the U.S. Over the last 20, 30 years, what's the first thing that rebounds? Sports.
Yes.
So after 9/11, sports. What were 7 of the top 10 things that President Bush at the time said we had to do? World Series back on, college
World
football had to
Series.
get all 7 out of the 10 things to get us back to normal were sports related. After this pandemic, we are right now in 22 tracking higher than 2019 numbers in sport tourism, especially at the youth and amateur level. We're growing at a pace of about 3.5% annually in youth and amateur sports.
Wow.
So let me tell you one last stat. In 2018, youth and amateur sports in the United States did $19.8 billion worth of revenues.
I'm doing the wrong thing.
The NFL did $16.3 billion. So which one's bigger?
Youth.
Yep.
Wow.
Youth every day.
He just dropped jewels and gems. We don't need to go any further with that. But we do a quick speed round with every guest.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
Yep.
All right, we're going to start off. Go ahead, Mia.
Oh, you got to kick it off.
Okay.
This is like
Snowball or ice cream?
I was going to say.
Ice cream.
Okay.
All right, chicken wings, flats or drums?
Drums.
Crab cakes or crabs?
Neither. I'm allergic to both.
Okay. All right. That cancels it out. That's tough.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's tough.
This is the important one. Are you ready? Backstreet Boys are in sync.
Backstreet Boys, because I'm from New England.
That's
Wow.
That's right.
Because you want it your way, right? Is that
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be one of those songs.
Where can people find you guys online?
MarylandSports.us. Look up MarylandSports.us. It will take you to every single thing you need to know. Or SportCorpMaryland.us.
Folks, you heard it here first, live at MACo. We're out. We'll be right back after these messages.